You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. Welcome to the Still Rocking It podcast, where we'll have news, reviews and interviews with some of our favourite Australian musicians and artists. Today we speak to a man whose favourite top is his Essendon football jumper, frontman of the Uncanny X-Men and one of the stars of the Absolutely 80s tour. Pocket Rocket, Brian Mannix. What's he up to at the moment? Let's find out. We're speaking to a 60-year-old dynamo. He's had many TV and film appearances. Barry in The Bit Part, Flying Doctors. He played Scum in the miniseries Good Vibrations, Neighbours, Blue Heelers, feature film Chopper, Last Man Standing, appeared in the TV series Bogan Pride as Bert, Guitar Man in Offspring, and he played himself in the Australian feature film Ricky the Movie. He's also had a successful radio program and was cast as Buddy, a leading role in the successful stage musical We Will Rock You, based on the music of Queen, written by Ben Elton. This is him at the front of his band, the Uncanny X-Men.
Hi, I'm Brian Mannix, and you're still rocking it with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick.
What we gonna do? Where we gonna go? We need something to do when the party's through.
Brian Mannix from the Uncanny X-Men. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very well, thanks, Cheryl. Great to be here.
I remember seeing you 100 years ago, more than once, more than twice, at the Bridgeway here in Adelaide.
Oh, yeah, we played there a lot. Yeah, it's a good venue. Big venue and a good venue. It was always good to us. Findon was good too. I liked the old line. That was a good place to play. Adelaide's a great city and always been a good city, a friendly city for the X-Men and for me. And, you know, we're looking forward to getting over there with me Countdown show. I can't believe it's not Countdown, but I remember the Bridgeway very well.
I remember you jumping off the stage and running through the audience many a time. Let's jump straight into a song. Everybody Wants to Work. This one appeared on Countdown in 1984. Back more with Brian Mannix from the Uncanny X-Men right after this. I'm so happy that you're bringing your I Can't Believe It's Not Countdown show out again. We loved Countdown, of course. As you say, it was the soundtrack to our youth, and we'll chat all about that in a minute. Just wanted to ask you, Brian, was music something that you were always destined to do? How did you get into music?
From the time I was a little kid, there was big kids on either side of my house, and they loved the Beatles and they loved the Rolling Stones, and they'd be playing their records all day. You just hear the Beatles coming over the fence. Then my dad started learning to play the guitar when he was about, I don't know, I was about 3 or so when he started learning to play. So kind of grew up with this atmosphere of Beatles just coming over the fence and music everywhere, and my dad playing, you know, Slim Dusty in the kitchen. And so, you know, it was because my dad was playing, then my brother started to learn the guitar, and then I learnt, and through learning the guitar, I sort of kind of taught myself to sing a bit, you know. We just gradually got into bands and it just sort of evolved, I guess. But, yeah, music's always been an important part of my life.
Well, we remember Countdown so fondly. We literally used to run indoors, you know, every Sunday night at 6 o'clock and turn on the telly and wait with bated breath to see you guys.
You'd put the dragster away and go inside, and Mum and Dad, because generally back in those days, families only had one TV, so Mum and Dad would have to sit down and watch Countdown. Your dad would be sitting there going, "What's this fool doing? What's he wearing? Oh, he's a fool."
You're so right.
Oh, look, you know, my dad would sit there, see Molly, and he'd go, "Oh, this bloke would have to be the world's oldest hippie, wouldn't he? What? Oh." That was great. I loved listening to my dad critique some of the acts on Countdown. I think that's probably subconsciously when I first got the idea to do this show. Listening to my dad make fun of some of the acts, I thought, well, you know, a lot of them probably deserve to be made fun of, because he did point out some pretty silly things about them.
You brought the show around about 10 years ago, so it's been a
decade. About time it came back. What took you so long?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. No, I don't know, really. I've got no idea. It's difficult to get a show up. You know, it costs a lot of money to get it up. You know, there's a lot of work involved, particularly this show, because there's a lot of interactive sort of video in it as well, and there's giant LED screens and, you know, the acting side of it, the music side of it, and Michael Veitch's Molly is fantastic. But that's all quite, you know, I'm very comfortable with all the cast and the music and thing, but the thing that always worries me is the technical aspects, like does Gavin's voice come on in time and those kind of things, which is always a bit nerve-wracking. But yeah, I don't know, we might wheel this out again in another couple of years, but who knows?
In another 10 years. It was just time for you to bring it back.
I think it's a good time to bring it back with everybody's, you know, pretty depressed after COVID, and after COVID, I'm still living it through it. You know, it's the perfect antidote to COVID, actually, because it's bright, it's colourful, and it's, you know, every song in it. And Michael Veitch doing Molly is just hilarious. You know, you've got so many great songs. You know, we've got Skyhooks in there, with Sherbet's in there, Susie Quattro's in there, who else? Gary Newman, My Sex. Yeah, everybody's in there. It's just a smorgasbord of music and laughs.
You got the band back together.
Yeah, got the band back together. Yeah, absolutely.
You don't play yourself, though, do you?
No. I'm not actually in the show. I wrote it and I direct it. The guy that plays me is a guy called Richard Massionis, and he does me better than I do me. He's very good. Yeah, no, and we just also thought, if you're going to take the mickey out of other acts, you know, not that we take the mickey out of them all, but some of them we sort of have a little bit of fun with. But we thought, well, you know, you can't let myself off the hook. It better make myself look a bit silly in this one, and we do a good job of that.
It's great that you can laugh at yourself and laugh with it, everybody.
Oh, yeah, look, you know, I think that's one of the things. Well, some musicians, I think, take themselves way too seriously, and, you know, music is a joyous thing. And, you know, I think, you know, in Australia, if you want to take yourself seriously and be, hey, how about me? Go to America. They'll accept that kind of behaviour. But over here in Australia, you better be able to laugh at yourself, and otherwise we're not going to like it. So no,
you're going to be a tall poppy.
Yes. I think Australia keeps your feet pretty level on the ground.
I'm so happy to be seeing it because I missed it the first time round. So I'm very excited. It starts on the 30th of July in Brisbane, works its way through Sydney and Perth and Melbourne, and then you've got the finale here in Adelaide.
In mighty Adelaide. So you'll probably get the best show of the whole run, because we'll have done it quite a bit by that stage, and, you know...
You'll be getting good at it.
We'll be getting real good at it, and it'll be the last show, so it'll be a special night for all of the cast and the crew. So, yeah, we'll probably have a big party in Adelaide that night.
We shall.
It'll be great.
I cannot wait. Get on the Googleometer. It's for Saturday the 28th of August at Her Madge. Don't miss it this time like I did. I'll see you down the front.
Okay.
Let's have another Uncanny X-Men song, shall we, to keep us in the mood. On Countdown in 1983, Time Goes So Fast.
Time goes so fast, love never lasts. Time goes so fast, love never lasts. Well, I could be wrong.
Are there going to be any more absolutely 80s tours for us?
I think we're coming over later in the year. I'll have a little look at my little calendar here. Yeah, I believe we're coming over.
Awesome. We'll see you in August for Countdown, and then we'll see you in the Absolutely 80s.
Yeah, well, you know, it'd be good to get some nice weather, because it's pretty cold and bleak over here in Melbourne.
We'll actually see Brian, Absolutely 80s Made in Australia show in July. He'll be here with Scott Kahn from The Kids in the Kitchen, David Sterry from Real Life, and Ali Fowler from the Shantuzis, and they'll be playing at the Bridgeway. Out of Mind, Out of Sight live. From the Absolutely 80s, Then and Now with Brian, Scott Kahn, Dale Ryder and Paul Gray.
Out of mind, out of sight, gotta keep my body tight. Out of mind, out of sight.
Specs and Specs are back. Are we going to see you back on Miss Team on the new Specs and Specs?
I haven't been on the panel, but I've been on the show twice. I did a little acting thing for them, and I filmed something for them. It's a quiz thing that they're doing, and you have to watch people listening to music and work out what songs they're listening. But, yeah, it's great to have Specs and Specs back on TV. Adam and Alan and Miff are just great people, and it's a great show.
Yeah, we love it. Brian, you and wife Susan have got two gorgeous kids. Do they follow you into music?
Well, my daughter's in the show. Can't believe she's out there. So she's, I don't know who she's playing. I can't remember off the top of my head, but she's in the show. And my son's a DJ, but he's also got a band. And, you know, I think the last time we did it, he operated one of the cameras for us. And then when somebody got sick, I had to dress him up and make him be the bass player in Skyhooks because the bass player was sick. And so, yeah, but they're both very musical. My daughter's a wonderful singer and dancer. You know, she's a better singer than I am, but, you know, she's had more money spent on her voice than mine.
I can't wait to see her. So they both followed you into the family business then?
Look, they both do it. I don't think they're going to make a full-time career out of it, but they enjoy it, and, you know, they make a bit of extra money with it, and, you know, you don't have to make a living out of music for it to be a good thing to do.
Exactly.
You know? It's a good therapy. It's just fun. It's a puzzle to be worked out. It's great.
I love Max's middle name, Elvis. How did you get away with that one?
Well, I feel if I'd had more kids, I reckon one of them would have been called Jesus. You get more adventurous with names as you go. So I'm a big Elvis fan, and I thought, well, why not? Max Elvis Mannix sounds good to me.
It sounds good to me.
When we got him christened, all the other mothers laughed. But anyway, that's their problem.
That's right. I cannot wait to see you at it's called I Can't Believe It's Not Countdown musical comedy. And I just personally wanted to thank you so much because you're going to be bringing back all that fabulous music that we love to hear, like you mentioned, Skyhook and Harsh and Susie, the Nats, Blondie, everyone, AC/DC.
Yeah, it's all happening. Yeah, it's a smorgasbord. It's great.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate you spending a few minutes chatting to me today, Brian. Thank you again for spending the time. I know you're a very, very busy man. One more question. Are we going to see you putting the dancing shoes back on with another Dancing with the Stars?
Look, I would love to put the dancing shoes back on. You know, I wasn't a champ, but I was pretty popular when I was on the show. People liked watching me dance because they thought, what's he going to do tonight? Oh, my God. But, yeah, no, I'd love to do some more dancing. You know, it's a really fun thing to do, and as my dance partner said to me, if it doesn't hurt when you do it, then you're not doing it properly. So, no worries, Cheryl. Thank you.
Thanks so much. I'll see you down the front.
Okay, Dal. Thank you.
Ta-da.
What a lovely guy Brian is. We're going to go out with 50 Years. It's a little bit of a ballad, an oldie but a goodie.
Where will we be in 50 years? Where will we be in 50 years?
You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. Thank you so much for joining me on the Still Rocking It podcast. Hope to catch you again next time. Get out when you can, support Aussie music, and I'll see you down the front.